We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. That jab had to hurt. Well done with that counter shot. They both want a highlight reel knockout. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Good counter punch. Punch, counter punch. The straight right just misses. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch halfway through the round. And I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
They're both trying for a knockout. Those counter punches have to hurt. Perfect counter lands. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Beautiful counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Takeover. And there's the bell to start round two. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Left hook misses. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
It's obvious which one of these fighters has to get on the inside.
You've got to make your opponent fight your kind of fight. They've got to get into your kind of argument, your kind of dance.
It's bombs away. He just misses with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Shot. Nice slip to avoid the jab. both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Crawford is dazed. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez. Here's the bell for round 4. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he'll catch you.
A perfect counter shot. Can't score with that jab. These punches coming from every angle. That jab doesn't find a home. How about that time counter shot? We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
A shot from the gods took him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your breath.
Let's talk about Crawford and that. And there's the bell for round 5. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible, because your head must be all over the place. Your legs are feeling like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Catch and shoot. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. That counter punch caught him clean. The straight right just misses. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. kick was thrown with some bad intentions. Nice counter. That counter shot lands. The straight right just misses. He threw a punch and just got countered. They have no respect for each other's punching power. And he scores with the counter. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about TFE. This is the beginning of round 6. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Good counter punching. They exchange punches. You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter punch. Good counter punching. The straight right just misses. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And he did catch him. He caught him clean. Clean as a whistle. How about that time counter shot? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about TFE. And there's the bell for round 7. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
They exchange punches. Back and forth they go. Nice counter shot. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Couldn't land that jab. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
A lot of effort being exerted here. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round?
Well, we know they've got the advantage.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Both men step back for just a moment. There's a counter shot. Do you believe what we're seeing? What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Those counter punches have to hurt. A perfect counter lands. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. How about that time counter shot? There's a counter shot. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. They exchange punches. Beautiful counter shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That one lands. Very close round with 10 seconds to go.